Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My little coffee beans. How you doing this morning? Man, I tell you what, people went to bed last night right after the Dead on Dave show. I caught up on a lot of sleep. So, as they say, I am bright eyed and bushy tailed and ready to go, locked and loaded. And today, we're going to get to talk about one of my favorite content creators. But we'll get into that a little bit later on because we've got some things to talk about before we get into that. So, me. So let's see who we got in the chat this morning. We've got the Squatchin, the D-Max. I'll be driving, so I won't be in chat till later. Well, Max, you be careful. Okay, keep 10 and 2, buddy. 10 and 2. We've got the Purple Paw Prince. We've got Brion. We've got who else? Shanri and Jordan Sore. People must be sleeping in this morning. We've only got 5. Oh, we just got a few more viewers. Yeah, people are starting to come in. So I couldn't help but notice Squatchin put in the chat this morning, says she had moved, coffee was long drink, and now she's on to sweet tea. And she said, when you ask for iced tea in Canada, they give you sweet tea. My experience as a 7-year-old traveling in the U.S. was unpleasant when they gave me cold old people tea. Never went back. Ha ha. Well, I can only assume, Squatchin, that when you did this traveling in the States, it had to be in the northern part of the United States because, my dear, in the South, when you ask for tea, they'll say sweet or unsweet. They give you a choice, right? And if you ask for sweet tea, then you'll get something that will put you into a diabetic coma, regardless if you're diabetic or not. Some places the tea is so sweet, it's almost like syrup. Jordan Zora just committed a unforgivable sin. She said unsweetened tea is superior. That is not true. I'm sorry, I have to disagree with you. Sweetened tea is superior, but you have to have the right sweetened tea. Now, my wife is a brewologist when it comes to sweet tea. And back in the day, when we made sweet tea and kept it in my early on in our marriage, and because we haven't had sweet tea in this house, and oh Lord, it's probably been, I'm gonna say, close to 10 years. Her sweet tea was perfect. It was not too sweet, and it was just, and I could drink a gallon. I would not that I could. I did. I would drink over a gallon a day just by myself, and but we had to cut it out, right, to get rid of all the sugar because it was just we cut out all that kind of stuff because we're the wife and I trying to take better care of ourselves so we can stay on life on this planet a little bit longer and torture each other. No, it's because we love each other, really. So anyway. So let's get into some of this stuff because we got so much to go through. We're going to probably have to have a intermission at some point today so I can go refill my coffee because there's so much to go through. So much to go through. All right, here we go. So someone's been to the Costco. There's some truth to this, as there are with all funny pictures, right? What is wrong with my eye this morning? Anyway, there's some truth to this. There always is, right? So they started off where they had the double rolls, right, when it came to toilet paper. And then now they got the mega rolls, right? And now the rolls are to the point where, quite honestly, like, they won't fit in like a standard roll holder, right? You have to go get a new toilet roll holder that, it's like it's got extensions on it and stuff. It's insane. I'm like, why? Is it really that big of a deal to change out the toilet paper? I don't know. It's just just it's just Americans or whoever's driving this crap. I don't know. Maybe it's just people. Maybe I should just say it's just people. Because it's everywhere. It's not something that's just exclusive to America. I think just people I think people are getting lazy. So, anyway, I'm having problems with my trifocals this morning. That's right. I said tri. I have 3 different zones on these glasses. I have one that I'm just for driving, and I got one I look down at for reading, and then I got this middle zone that's supposed to be for like looking at the computer screen and what have you, but it don't work worth a darn. So, all right, evidently, Lord, take the wheel. So EDP 445, his YouTube 100K play button or whatever, I guess, came up for sale. And someone bought the thing for $225. Why is what I have to ask why. And then I guess this guy Luke here bought it. Good on you, I guess. Why would you want to buy oh God. Whatever. I mean, you do you, it's your money. I guess maybe if you bought the damn thing and then did a video where you just, shot the shit out of it with a shotgun or something, or maybe, I don't know. But is there a hall of infamy? Yeah, there's a hall of infamy. There's always a hall of infamy, right? There's always, something out there to just, I don't know. I just don't know why people do what they do, but whatever. So, anyway, right to the shotgun, so southern. Exact. What? All right. I have to lean into my strengths. I am what I am, Dave. Don't be so judgmental, dude. So judgmental. All right, what we got here? If you've ever wondered what's the worst idea ever, exactly, Squatching. That's when he knew he done fucked up. That's exactly idiots. 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 Golly. Idiots. All right. Let me ask you guys a little question. I should have done this beforehand, and I didn't. There we go. Yep. Call my name. All right. Change screens. All right. Do any of you guys know or have any? I know Dave has because he's old like me. But have any of you youngins, have you ever seen this movie here? Patrick Swayze, who was a heartthrob back in the day. Hang on here. The wife is texting me, so I know it has to be important. Okay. And it was important, actually. So it's high school basketball news. That's important to me. So Patrick Swayze, this is a movie. I think this came out like 1986, seven, somewhere in there. Anyway, this was a movie starred Patrick Swayze, who was the hot throb. I mean, he was the man back in the day. It's a good little movie. It's just not bad, right? Um, you get to see Patrick Swayze, unclothed, or various states of unclothed ladies, and he had a very good looking physique back in the day. So of course he is no longer with us. He passed away from what was it? I think he had pancreatic cancer. He had cancer. I just don't remember what it was. Anyway, he passed away really young too, just really young. But anyway, he they're remaking the movie, y'all. Okay, Roadhouse. It's a remake of the 1889 film. Okay, so that's a little off. About a bouncer at a rowdy bar, right? And that's the premise. Was Patrick Swayze here was kind of a bouncer, kind of hired gun, and he would go from bar to bar to clean it up and get it running straight or whatever, right? And so anyway, this is going to be starring Luke Luke Cage, Jake Gyllenhaal, Joaquin de Almeida, and they had a little thing on. I don't know exactly what this is, but it has Jake Gyllenhaal weighing in for some sort of a thing. He looks pretty ripped to me, I'll be honest.
Reigning, defending, undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world,
So I don't know. Is he? I don't know. But I don't know if this is to hype up the movie. I don't know if Jake Gyllenhaal is getting ready to. Let me just go back here a little bit. He's flexing. He looks pretty cut to me. I mean, like I say, I assure you to goodness, he's not fixed to do a shriveled peanut. Max, be nice. I don't know if his peanut's shriveled. So I don't know if he's getting ready, because this is a UFC weigh-in. So long way from Nightcrawler. Yeah. Let me just check something right quick. Man, excuse me. That last cup of coffee went down the wrong hole there. Oh. Okay. All right. A little bit more. Okay. All right. So this evidently, what this is, let me bring this back up on here. I did a little more reading real quick to kind of get a little bit more of it. This actually is, I guess, is a scene from the upcoming movie Roadhouse. And I guess Jake Gyllenhaal's character here, which I don't know if they're keeping the same names or not, but in the original movie it was Dalton was the name of the character. So anyway, let's just watch some more of this. So maybe this was like a scene from that movie.
Undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, Jetway Harris.
Top of his gun.
Official weight 185 for the champion, Jack Harris. Wow. How about that? We will first take a minute here with the challenger, Elwood Dalton. You guys getting into it a little bit. Did you expect it to get that contention?
I can't even believe I trained 6 weeks for this shit. Fight this piece of shit. Just give me the belt now. Come on, motherfucker! Let's go!
There he is, folks. Your title
There
shot.
you go. So I guess it's going to be in and around UFC, or some parts of it's going to be UFC or something, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. Most of the time, it's my experience when they do these remakes of movies, they don't always turn out so well. But maybe, possibly, this one will be okay. We'll see. I don't know. I'll definitely say Mr. Gyllenhaal has got, out of character for the original. Exactly, Purple. Exactly. This, it's definitely not along the storyline of the, because the original one, Patrick Swayze's character was very zen. I mean, he was not about confrontations. He was all about peace. He didn't want to fight, but when he had to, he'd kick your ass. But it was just, if you've never watched the original movie, it's a good movie. You really should watch it. And not only did it have Patrick Swayze in it, it's got I was right there. It's right there, and it left the tip of my tongue. I can see his face. I can see his face. Oh, now I got to go out there because I'm going to look like an idiot if I don't. Sam Elliott. It had Sam Elliott in it as well. Yeah. So, anyway. So, all right. So we went over this briefly last night. It was over on Dead on Dave's show. It's so Most Critical Charlie here has started a wrestling organization called the Most Wrestling League, and it is unarguably horrible. Now, so there were some people in the chat that were saying it was so bad that it was good. I would disagree with that. I would say that it was so bad that it was just bad. There was no so bad that it was good. It was just bad. It was really, really bad. It got so bad at one point that Dave actually Minecrafted himself. Yeah, it was horrible. I appreciate, and I can give him, Charlie Most Critical. I can give him some, for taking risks, making something that's, but there's lots of YouTube channels out there that make backyard wrestling type storyline driven content, right? There's athleticism and whatever, but it's more about storytelling and what have you. I don't know, honestly. But based on what Charlie's little speech in this video here, on his channel, but he says where WWE is in huge trouble. He mentions and draws attention to the fact of the backyard wrestling genre, which is a lot of times is more storytelling, and because the athleticism is just, well, it's not professional wrestling type athleticism, right? It's not like an NXT or back in the day, WCW, WWF type, level of stuff, or even what was that other one where Paulie Dangerously came from? I can't remember that organization. It looked like normal wrestling to you, Jordan. Listen, it didn't. It was bad. It was bad. And no shade or discredit to the two guys that had in it, but honestly, it was just it was not very well polished. And this is this is one of the opening scenes here where they've got the two commentators and stuff. You've got Charlie, Most Critical with a cowboy hat on. I guess he's trying to mimic like JR from back in the day, Jim Ross. But the problem with that is that JR, there's only one JR, and he has a lot of colloquialisms that he says that are unique to Southern um, uh, language, vocabulary, if you will, and so I don't know if that's what he's trying to play homage to, but if that's what he was trying to pay homage to, I'm sorry, he missed that mark. And this was the two guys that matched up last night. So you got Dow Jones versus this guy named Chainsaw, and they say they've been pro for like 10, 15 years. Um, a little bit of an age discrepancy there. You got one that's like 31, that's 43. So I mean, there's a little bit of an age difference there. But here's a couple of clips that were clipped out by different people. We'll watch a couple of clips here.
Who is it? It's Nasdaq! He was in disguise!
Yeah, Nasdaq, Dow Jones, former partner.
What the fuck? Oh!
Okay. So
is this allowed?
Where they had some old people.
He was in Guantanamo for years.
He's supposed to be in prison.
Supposed to be there now for white-collar crimes like inside trading. But he's here in the ring.
He just stunned Chainsaw. The stock market is a terrifying thing. And he's gone.
He's just out of there like that.
And as you can see, I think I can't remember who it was that mentioned it last night on Dave's stream. It looks like they're inside of a storage, what do you call them? Like you rent storage things where you store things. It's kind of what it looks like they're filming it in, right? And why do you have all these chairs stacked up? There's no room for chairs, Charlie. It's not like you're going to have fans in there. There's nowhere for them to sit. You can't even set the chairs up, dude.
Do we stop?
Do we call the police?
You call the police.
That was a hell of
Anyway, so Jordan Soros says, low production as a pilot. It's 100% not my content. Does it have potential? Does it have potential? I feel like Most Critical has such a huge fan base and there's such diversity there that I think people will watch it. I don't know how successful it will be. But I think, people will watch it. I mean, am I going to watch it? No, I'm not. But here's something too. Let's just be fair about this, right? I'm going to be very transparent with you. I quit watching wrestling when WWE bought the WCW out, which I'm not exactly when the exact time frame that was, but it was sometime in I think the mid to late 90s is when that happened. Let's just go up here and take a look at that right quick. WWE bought WCW. Okay, so they bought it in 2000. Okay, March 26, 2001. Right, that was the last episode. That was the last episode, evidently, of WCW, and I watched it. Right, and that's when the big announcement stuff was made or whatever. So it's been 22 years. That's how long it's been since I quit watching wrestling. Sports entertainment, wrestling is like anything else, right? It only does really well if it has competition, if it has someone to play off against. And I know that even after WCW left and they, that whatever you want to call it was bought out, right? That organization was bought out. I know there were others that came along and tried to, there was like, what was it? TNT Impact Wrestling or something. I think Jeff Jarrett I know was was his tried to get up started and stuff. And I know they even brought in some of the like really old wrestlers like Mick Foley and Diesel and or Kevin Nash, uh, Sting, people like that, right? Trying to jumpstart it, trying to draw on those people's names and stuff to try to really get it going. It didn't last. And when Dave and I kind of started, I guess for lack of a word, collabing, me engaging with him streams and things like that. Dave is a wrestling fan, and he likes the modern versions and stuff that's going on with WWE and all that. And he knows the characters and their story arcs and all that. He knows all that. I don't. I'm coming in completely totally blind. Um, I watched some episode or shows with him. I watched some pay-per-views with him. The athleticism is still there. They're still top-notch athletes. The storyline writing and stuff is fine too. They still got lots of twists and turns and stuff. I don't know if it's just my age or what, but I just don't. It just doesn't do anything for me anymore. I just can't get into it. I still occasionally um, will fire up YouTube and I will go back to what I consider my roots, right, when it comes to wrestling. And my roots in wrestling, and I will watch these because there's actually YouTube channels out there that have this. Is this you have to go back to like the '70s, where it was Mid South Wrestling. It was out of Oklahoma. It was back when wrestling was still in territories, and Cowboy Bill Watts ran that territory, and you had uh, wrestlers coming through there like Midnight Express, Rock and Roll Express, Junkyard Dog, Ted DiBiase, um, Hacksaw Jim Dugan. Uh, um, who else came through there that was like really big? Um, Shawn Michaels got his start there. Um, there was a lot of wrestlers and stuff that came through there, right? It was back territory. They even had a thing. They had some bleed overs. They did this big thing, crossover with, I think it was NWA at the time. That's where Ric Flair and all those guys were. And then they even did some stuff with Stampede Wrestling, which was out of Texas, which was by the Von Erichs, because the Von Erichs came up and did some matches and stuff up there. Kerry, Kevin Von Erich, and and I actually was able when I was about 16 or so. They came and put on a show close enough to where my mom and them felt comfortable let me drive, and me and my middle brother went and watched wrestling matches. And at the time, there was the headliners for the night was Jake the Snake Roberts, and he was going up against this guy who was wearing a hockey mask. Everything they called him Humongous. Well, who it really and truly was Sid Vicious behind the mask. So, like I said, there is a channel on YouTube that actually has, I think, got all the old tapes from the Mid South days, and they've got them up out there. And occasionally I'll go and watch them because there were some really good matches and storylines and stuff, like especially between like the Midnight Express and Midnight Express and Rock and Roll Express. Jim Cornette managing the Midnight Express. It was some really good stuff. There was a really good storyline over there too between Ted DiBiase and the Junkyard Dog. But like I said, this was back in the '70s, and that's the kind of stuff. But like I say, I'm old school wrestling, and I just can't get into some of this newer stuff. But I know a lot of people enjoy it, and hey, that's cool. Enjoy it, watch it, and like I say, here's the thing. If this kind of stuff here, like that most critical those guys are doing, and, uh, that's support them, watch them by all means. I mean, uh, don't let me just not liking it tell you no, or not make you want to watch it or whatever, right? So let me get some things here. All right, let me get backed up on this time because I was watching some stuff and I didn't get my timestamp set back where I needed to be. So we'll go here, and I'm gonna then back it up just a smidge, and here we go, a little bit more. Okay, here we go. So last night I went to bed, right? So I didn't watch this, whatever, right? So we're gonna talk about D-Max. I have stand for D-Max for a while. I don't think that's a newsflash for anybody. I consider D-Max a very good friend, right? D-Max and I have known each other. I've told this story ever since about 2015, 2016, somewhere there. I've known D-Max for a very long time, right? And D-Max stepped away from this part of the internet, and D-Max went and did what D-Max, because life happened, right? And so D-Max is at a point where he's ready to come back. And I'm gonna be honest with you, right? So back in the day when D-Max was really starting to pop off, this was back in like 2016 or so, when D-Max was really starting to pop off and stuff, right? I was so impressed with him. And I'm not the cool suave guy back then, because I was really bad, because I didn't understand the internet really. I was just starting to get into watching commentary videos. I didn't understand a lot of the nuances about commentary, whatever. I just knew talent when I saw it. And Max and I, when I was first introduced to Max, and I saw the video that was shouted out by Keemstar, and then I went to his channel and started watching his other content. I was like, this dude, there's something special about him. I saw that he had some really good potential. And I didn't know all the nuances, and I didn't know all this, that, and whatever else, and all the politics, because there's politics and crap that goes on. But I didn't understand all this. I didn't understand the playing field, right? I just knew that this guy impressed me. And so I would reach out and D-Max was kind enough to interact with me a little bit on Twitter and stuff. But if we're being honest, he probably thought it was a little weird that this guy who was nobody, when I mean nobody, I had nobody. I don't think my Twitter account didn't even have any followers. That's how bad. I'm serious. I was one step above the little egg profile pic, right? And I think I'd made a video or two, and they were horrible. They're still there. Go laugh at them. Seriously, go laugh at my old videos. They're horrible. Make complete and total. You could rip me so hard, it's not even funny. But anyway, Max even then was a kind soul, right? And he was generous, and he interacted with me or whatever a little bit. And then he made the last, it's on his channel right now. He made he put a video out, and it was just called An Amazing Ending. And he made that video, and then he disappeared. And I was like, what the hair? And he quit really interacting with his Twitter. And then he popped up just real briefly for a moment. And I tried to interact with him a little bit, and poof, he was gone again. The Twitter account, I think, is actually gone. I don't even think that Twitter account even exists anymore. And that was it. And then about 2 years ago, I think it was now, I found him again. And I don't even remember the circumstances under which I found him, but I found him, and he was hiding out over on Twitch. And when I found him, I was so ecstatic. I was really, really tickled that I'd found D-Max again. And I came in to his chat and started, doing my thing, being a dummy, and bringing up all this old whatever. And of course, his followers on Twitch, I was like some foreign nut job. I wasn't speaking a language that they understood. And I reached out to, yes, exactly. I talked to him like a lost son. I did. It was pathetic of me. I don't hide that. I'm pretty transparent about myself, about most things. And I got him to come on to the podcast. And we did a great podcast with him and had a really good, show and everything. And I asked, and he goes, he's whatever. And so I kind of irkled him a little bit, I just wore him down, right? And anyway, he came back, and there's been a lot of people that has seen the creativity that exists in this young man, right? He's on the Now Recording podcast with Matt and Toxic and Core and Beavers and Mitch. I think he's actually even won Xylee over. I think Xylee actually tolerates him now. Because he's got quite a fan base now, right? His new Twitter is blowing up. I mean, I think he hit like 200 followers on Twitter the other day. I mean, the guy, as he is famous for even saying, right? It's even Xylee says she loves me some D-Max. He's infectious. He really, truly is infectious, right? He put out a little, let me just pull this up here. He put out a little, Twitter video, yesterday, I think it was. No, day before yesterday. I'm sorry. Day before yesterday. He put out a little, oh, my nose is itching. Somebody's talking about me. Somebody is talking about me. He put out a little Twitter video in this meme style of the presidents, that they do with the AI thing, right? I don't know if you guys saw this or not. I probably did, because it's gotten, the tweet itself has got over 30,000 views, and the video itself has got over almost 6,612 views now, right? What's the at? You want D-Max's at? Here you go. Here is D-Max's at on the Twitter. Copy that and boom. There you go. That is D-Max's at. You put that in on the Twitter, you will find the D-Max. And from there, you can find all things that is the glorious Maxinator, right? So, did this little video, this little Twitter video that got a little bit of views and whatever. And here's the thing. He put that out. He sent that to me. We were doing a DeadOnDave stream, and he sent that to me, and I knew it was good, right? I knew it was going to be a good video because it's Max. And Max is just, it's just Max, right? And I'm sitting there in my head, I'm thinking, how am I going to work this in? Because Dave, rightfully so, kind of busts my balls because sometimes my simpage gets a little out of control, right? Like I simp for bunny buttons, and I simp for Nixie Nax, and I simp for D-Max, right? And and Xylee and all these other different people that I really like, that I really hype them up, right? I am a hype man. And so, and Dave, I think, gets a little bit flustered with me sometimes. I don't think he actually gets mad or aggravated. He gets a little flustered with me because I do simp a little bit too much, right? And okay, fine, I simp. I don't have a problem with that, right? I'm all right with that because I think that creators like Max and Nixie Nax and Bunny Buttons and all the ones that I mentioned, all the ones that I talk about, I think they deserve that. They deserve their roses, as you guys say, right? And so I 100% talk them up. And I want to make sure that people know that they're there. And that's why I talk about them so often. Because just like today, there was a person in my chat. Well, where's this at? How can I find him? Right? So I give them the ad. I let them know because I feel like these guys that create this type and create this really good content and stuff, they need to be discovered, right? They need to be hyped up, right? That's why when some of the online community artists make really good, photo pictures and stuff like Squatchin or Empress K or Shanri or the many others, and I'm sure I'm going to leave somebody out and I'm going to upset them because I didn't mention them, because there's so many of them and my old brain can only hold so many names at once. I make sure and try to always give every one of my streams a portion where I'm bringing attention to these people, where I'm hyping them up, because I want them to get exposure. I want them to become and do great things, right? I'm all about making sure everybody gets the props that they, especially if they're talented. I really want them to whatever. I really want them to get there. All right. So Max and I are in a VC after. Oh, so he sends this to me. He sends me this video, and I'm like, how am I going to? Because Dave kind of anyway. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, Nick says, "I need to take off the stream a minute." He goes, "Riv, I need you to play this right now," and he sends me the D-Max tweet with this video in it. I'm like, yes. Now I know it's Gucci. Everything is cool because Nick has put his stamp of approval. And let's just be honest, right? When Nicholas Diorio or Bo Blacks or Augie, right, one of these big pillars within this part of the internet, right, when they put their stamp of approval on something, that's it, right? End of story. Game over, right? Can we all agree on that, chat? Right? That's a thing. That's not just me, being peepaw here, right? So we play the video, right? And Dave loves it. I'm loving it. I was honestly, I started laughing so hard, I missed a lot of it, and I've had to go back and watch it a couple of times to make sure I, heard everything. Okay. And so after the show, whatever, Max and I hop into a VC and we're talking and whatever. Because like I say, Max and I are good friends. And at the end of the day, whatever happens here, whatever happens with his stuff, Max and I are friends. And I care about this dude, right? And he's like, man, I just don't know. I said, no, you don't understand. I said, you don't understand. I said, Nick has it now. Bo Blacks has it because Bo Blacks was in the chat, and Bo Blacks, or not in the chat, Bo Blacks was in the show that evening, and Bo Blacks is like, he said, yes, he said he found that, whatever. He goes, he had been searching for D-Max's Twitter for a long time and was trying to find him. He could not find his Twitter. So I was like, okay, so Bo Blacks was seeking out Max because he's impressed with Max's abilities and what he's done. Okay. And now, and then Nick is saying, play this. You got to play this now. I was like, okay, my vision is coming to fruition, because I always knew if I could get Max back into this part of the world and could get him to making content again, I knew he would blow up immediately. I knew it. And now he is, right? And so I was like, yes. And it has nothing to do with me, guys. I want you to understand this. I'm not doing this to blow. No, I just knew this was a guy who was extremely talented, and he was really limiting himself. And if I could get him to step back into these waters again over here, which are not sometimes the best waters to be in, I know this, right? But I knew if I could get him to just come back into the waters a little bit, I knew because of his talent and his mind and the way that it works, that he would blow up. All right. So he comes back in, and sure enough, everything's happening, right? So this video takes, and we're talking about, I'm like, no, Max, trust me. This is going to be a thing. So we're sitting there and we're talking as the night goes. This was, and we stayed up too late, and I started drinking coffee, and then we started kind of going around and messing with, there were some other people streaming. Yes, I got caught out by maggot edits. I was doing a little trolling. I blame it on the coffee, because it had me up and had me kind of being a little bit goofy and whatever. And I was having a little fun with people. And, but anyway, so this happened, right? So now let's fast forward a little bit. So Augie does an RFC after hours last night, right? And Augie he's streaming in front of, at this point, like 1,126 people. And this occurs.
Has to play this. I'm not sure what this is, but we'll take a listen right here.
I just can't believe we're still talking about these degenerates. I mean, Salvo Pancakes? Didn't that guy drink piss?
Oh, there you go again, Donald, acting as the moral arbiter of the community. I'll give you that Salvo and Edwin are bad guys, but Babs is literally a queen.
That dumb clout-chasing hoe was getting any content cock she could get her hands on. Why are you simping so hard?
I'm not simping. She's a victim. You're acting like Slug in an AD30 Twitter space right now.
Look, all I'm saying is we don't actually know what happened after Salvo pulled his PP out in that 3-hour car ride.
We don't need to know. That's up to Babs to share or not.
So you're really pushing the Babs as a victim thing?
She was a victim of abuse or harassment. Yes.
Holy shit. I can't believe you're jumping to rape. All that's confirmed is rubbing her feet.
I'm not jumping to rape.
I know you'd like that Sleepy Joe.
I never said rape.
With your leg hairs.
Holy shit, that's so out of pocket. And I'm just saying, on the highway, it's not like Babs could run away. She was covering her face with her shirt for a reason.
Maybe because she was hungover from the night before and had the sun in her eyes.
What? Wait, what does that change?
Yeah, you didn't think of that, did you? And since we're talking about the night before, remember how that was all consensual?
Yeah.
Has Babs ever said it was sexual assault or harassment?
No, but I'm just kind of saying what Nicholas DiOrio's saying.
Yeah, because that's all you do is repeat talking points, Sleepy Joe.
Shut up, Trump. I just mean that plenty of people who are very familiar with the matter have
I wish you just hired Trump,
there's
bro.
There's nothing out there saying otherwise. Edwin and Salvo act like the exonerating information is out there, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, well, that's because Edwin doesn't want to be seen as a pimp and a cuck. And Salvo is worried his wife will find out he cheated on her. Apparently her family has money. I can imagine it'd be nice maintaining anything family connections. Right, Hunter? Oops. I mean Joe.
This is why I use the slug analogy. You literally just doxed my own son. Donald, go touch some fucking grass.
Boo-hoo. It's not illegal, but your deals with Ukraine
Come on, man. Just shut up. I don't even understand
The fact this goes for 3 minutes is psychotic, by the way.
Infidelity clause. Look it up, Sleepy Joe. You're out here with all these bad takes.
Come on, man,
and I'm
shut
rating
up.
W's.
You think I have bad takes? You're literally on the side of the piss drinker and the Me Too guy that Me Too's girls.
The situation for what it is. As usual, everyone involved is a piece of shit. That doesn't mean Salvo or Edwin are predators. We don't know that.
Babs doesn't have to speak on anything.
Stop simping, Joe.
Wayweb Surfer even says it's so good. Wayweb Surfer, right, Max? I don't know if you know who Wayweb Surfer is, dude, but you got Wayweb Surfer saying it's good.
Babs doesn't have to speak on anything.
Clout whore. Nobody even knew she had an OnlyFans until Keem shouted it out. And she's been consistent.
That's true, though.
She goes on shows, and rather than explaining the whole story, she just makes things worse by being vague.
She's a victim of abuse and not a content creator.
Oh my God, cry me a river. I heard on some live stream that Babs was trying to get on every content cock available.
Holy shit, Donald Source.
I can't provide it. The stream is privated, but I know what I heard.
So you don't even have proof of this?
That's fine. Take me to court. It'll come out in acquisition. I know I heard it.
Even if you're right, it's still not okay to coerce a girl into sex.
Holy shit, great, he's back.
Yeah.
I wish I'd made that damn wall so I can stop from getting oatmeal brain, as Peepaw Riverter describes.
Oh, hey, Barack, pay no attention to the Spurg drama. What's up?
Hey, guys, I just got back from my P.O. box, and my Bo Blacks plushie just came in.
I just got my Bo Blacks plushie the other day. It's really cute.
Oh, yeah, I bought like 5 Bo Blacks plushies after Ethan pulled that shit. Hashtag good guy Keemstar.
So anyway, Augie watches it stuff, right? And so then about, let's see, let me scroll over here. Where is that? We'll go here and I'll back it up just a smidge, a little bit more. Okay.
Which one's real or not? You know?
Wait, did you have D-Mac on today?
No, but I played his video. It was great.
What was his video?
Trump and Biden.
The Trump Biden.
Oh,
arguing about Salvo and Edmund.
I've watched that 5 times, dude.
It's so good. It's so good.
And it's so good for recapping the story too. Like if no one knows about it, I'll just send them that, dude.
Wasn't he on? Wasn't that D-Max guy who made the Trump thing? Wasn't he on the Xylee stream?
Yeah, he was. He was like the smartest person talking.
The smartest person. You hear that, Max? You were the smartest person there that night.
Oh, was he? I was about to say, do we have to disavow him now? What did he say?
No, I actually think he's really smart from what I've heard from him. I like him.
Where is his YouTube channel?
Nick, by the way, can you tell them what I've been saying?
So, Nick asked, well, where's his YouTube channel? Right? So here we go. Hang on. Nope, that's not it. Hang on a second here. Let me get to the... Yeah, here we go. Copy. Just in case you guys were wondering. There you go. There's his YouTube channel. But don't go there yet. Stay here. We got more to talk about. Okay?
These dumb fucking retards. It's not a fucking W for Edwin,
what's not a
right?
W?
The Xylee shit. That is like the biggest cope in the world. He's a salesman by arguing that the Xylee stream vindicates him. He's a salesman.
If I was fucked,
you
I
would use Xylee.
Blow this up as much as possible. I would sit here and
but it wouldn't make you honest.
If I was
so now, see, you notice here, Augie has now climbed up to almost 1,500 people watching this.
Edwin, I would act like Xylee raped me. Okay, that's what I would do. I would just go full force and be like, those 500 viewers who saw that stream that was instantly disavowed have forever changed my life. They've like destroyed my income, my image. It's over. It's been completely tarnished.
All right, so they talk about this and they go and talk about this, but now let's jump back over here to a little bit here. I'm trying to get to the timestamps. Okay, about right here.
Clearly he can't. He's fucking retarded.
I think we're done with this. Are we?
Yeah.
Yes? No? Yes?
Yeah,
I don't
but
think there's much more to add about him, right?
Play the Biden video again.
Play the Biden video again because a lot of people didn't see it at the start. Fine. Biden video.
It's not like he's coming back to the platform, really. And if he does, he's
okay. Now see, that's Mudahar. Now Mudahar is in here. Now Mudahar is going to be exposed to D-Max. And Mudahar is, well, he's Mudahar. Need I say more?
He's gonna be an idiot.
He already did. He is back. He's in his arc right now. He's coming back.
No, I mean like really actively uploading. Yeah.
He made 2 responses to these drama like on stream, and they were.
Hold it. Keemstar was in this at this because listen, guys, I'm honest. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay, I'm coming in this code. It's 7 hours. Peepaw was in bed asleep. This stuff was going on while I'm trying to get beauty sleep. And trust me, this here needs all the beauty sleep it can freaking get of a night. I had actually missed so much sleep this week trying to get content, capture content, and because there may be a little something. We'll see. It's kind of depending on what steps or certain people take and what's done. But people may be working on a little something besides just a stream. It happens every now and then, right? And so I was actually starting to get oatmeal brained. I was oatmeal braining myself. I had to unplug and get right. I had to get things right again. So that's what I did last night. And I missed all this. I missed the live roses that Max was getting last night. And so, you know what? I'm going to watch it now. Yeah. So we got Keem now and we got Mutahari in here. And how many people? He's up 1,400. Okay.
So bad. It was so like unbelievably nothing burgers. It was embarrassing.
Oh shit!
And it was 2 months after the
show us
fact.
some
Too.
more,
He had 2 months.
Do you want me?
It was
you
like
this?
He was like, I don't know why these
Oh, a
people
little
are saying
bit.
this stuff. It's not true. And then like that was it.
All right, Muda, I need you to feast your eyes and ears on this.
Oh, and just real quick, guys, don't forget, if you're new and you found me a little entertaining this morning, don't forget to hit the little bell thing down there to subscribe. Hit the little bell thing so that because I'm live every morning, Monday through Friday, right? I am live at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday, and on Saturdays I go live at about 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, right? And I do a little bit. I take a little longer on Saturdays because I don't have to go into work, and we have a little bit longer to kind of say. But this is what I do. Right. And I don't always talk about this stuff or whatever. I talk about other things too. But if you've enjoyed today, if you found it entertaining, if you found it informative, whatever, it wouldn't hurt my feelings if you subscribe. That's all I'm saying.
This wonderful video again by this D-Max guy. Apparently he's like a content god. He just
This
keeps
is the
showing...
guy who said the N-word guy from before.
Yeah. Well, he's back with new content.
Oh,
Listen to this.
he's faking. I see it. Yeah.
I can't believe we're still talking about these degenerates.
Augie says he's a content god. I'd have to agree with that. I would agree with that. I think D-Max is a content god. Matter of fact, what is the timestamp on that? Yeah. Okay.
I mean, Salvo pancakes? Didn't that guy drink piss?
Oh, there you go again, Donald, acting as the moral arbiter of the community. I'll give you that Salvo and Edwin are bad guys, but Babs is literally a queen.
That dumb cloud-chasing hoe was getting any content cock she could get her hands on. Why are you simping so hard?
I'm not simping. She's a victim. You're acting like Slug in an AD30 Twitter space right now.
That's so good.
All I'm saying is, we don't actually know what happened after Salvo pulled his PP out in that 3-hour car ride.
We don't need to know. That's up to Babs to share or not.
So you're really pushing the Babs as a victim thing?
She was.
And just for the record, in case maybe somebody's come in a little bit late or whatever, right? This is twice now that Augie's played this during his stream, right? He played it at the very beginning of it, and now he's playing it again. So that should tell you how much that they like this, right?
Was a victim of abuse or harassment. Yes.
Holy shit. I can't believe you're jumping to rape. All that's confirmed is rubbing her feet.
I'm not jumping to
and
rape.
I know you'd like that Sleepy Joe.
I never said rape.
With your leg hairs.
Holy shit, that's so out of pocket. And I'm just saying, on the highway, it's not like Babs could run away. She was covering her face with her shirt for a reason.
Maybe because she was hungover from the night before and had the sun in her eyes.
What? Wait, what does that change?
Yeah, you didn't think of that, did you? And since we're talking about the night before, remember how that was all consensual?
Yeah.
Has Babs ever said it was sexual assault or harassment?
No, but I'm just kind of saying what Nicholas DiOrio's saying.
Yeah, because that's all you do is repeat talking points, Sleepy Joe.
Shut up, Trump. I just mean that plenty of people who are very familiar with the matter have called it harassment, and there's nothing out there saying otherwise. Edwin and Salvo act like the exonerating information is out there, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, well, that's because Edwin doesn't want to be seen as a pimp and a cuck. And Salvo is worried his wife will find out he cheated on her. Apparently her family has money. I can imagine it'd be nice maintaining aid from family connections. Right, Hunter? Oops. I mean Joe.
This is why I use the slug analogy. You literally just doxed my own son. Donald, go touch some fucking grass.
Boo-hoo. It's not illegal, but your deals with Ukraine
Come on, man, just shut up. I don't even understand what you were getting at before with Salvo's wife.
Infidelity clause. Look it up, Sleepy Joe. You're out here with all these bad takes.
Come on, man.
And I'm
just shut
rating
up.
W's.
You think I have bad takes? You're literally on the side of the piss drinker and the Me Too guy that
I'm
Me
just seeing
Too's
the
girls.
situation for what it is. As usual, everyone involved is a piece of shit. That doesn't mean Salvo or Edwin are predators. We don't know that.
Babs doesn't have to speak on anything.
Stop simping, Joe. That clout hoe is
She's not a clout whore. Nobody even knew she had an OnlyFans until Keem shouted it out. And she's been consistent.
Babs is consistent. She goes on shows, and rather than explaining the whole story, she just makes things worse by being vague.
She's a victim of abuse.
So I'm really curious because Keem's in the call, and I do know, because Little Birdie told me, that they do play some of Max's old content. And I'm wondering, do they play D-Max's defense of Keem back? And I wonder if Keem has any flashbacks. I really can't wait to get to that part.
And not a content creator.
Oh my God, cry me a river. I heard on some live stream that Babs was trying to get on every content cock available.
Holy shit, Donald Source.
I can't provide it. The stream is privated, but I know what I heard.
So you don't even have proof of this?
That's fine. Take me to court. It'll come out in acquisition. I know I heard it.
Even if you're right, it's still not okay to coerce a girl into sex.
Holy shit, great, he's back.
Yeah.
I wish I'd made that damn wall so I can stop from getting oatmeal brain, as Peepaw Riverter describes.
Oh, hey, Barack, pay no attention.
And for the record, that's twice now that people got to hear my name. Thank you, Max, for that. Love you, buddy.
To the Spurg drama. What's up?
Hey guys, I just got back from my P.O. box, and my Bo Blacks plushie just came in.
I just got my Bo Blacks plushie the other day. It's really cute.
Oh yeah, I bought like 5 Bo Blacks plushies after Ethan pulled that shit. Hashtag good guy Keemstar.
Let's go!
my
was
God.
brilliant.
Yeah, was that not
actually
amazing?
Brilliant.
Do you think he's redeemed?
Hold it. Keemstar said that was actually brilliant. If you just knew the history between Max and Keem.
They're saying the N-word so many times.
So wait, did D-Max make that?
Yeah, that's D-Max's video.
I think everyone should go subscribe to D-Max.
Yeah, I think so too.
What are you fucking? So hang on. So now Keem's shouting Max out again. You guys just don't know.
Fucking high. D-Max didn't make that shit. That was
I just can't believe we're still
Biden,
talking about
Trump and all those guys talking.
Yeah, they're just paying attention to the
Yeah.
Spurg drama.
But D-Max found it.
Like fucking pissed off is so
Oh, hang
good.
on.
Like that legitimately sounds real for a second when he's just like popping
so
off.
Max, so
Yeah,
Augie
literally.
just-
Do you think he went to ChatGPT?
I don't know if you guys seen that, but Augie here, see this? Augie's shouting out, putting his Twitter in the Max should be getting some. Yeah.
He was like, write a script about Spurge drama with the president's
No,
talking,
it's
and then
too
fed that into the.
No, it's way
too
too specific.
specific.
He's like name dropping community like chat.
Yeah, like you're like
Peepaw
fucking
Riverter.
slugging at AD 30.
I like.
Hold on, Augie just said Peepaw Riverter. Oh, jeez, I love this.
I like how he interjected like the Hunter like story and like all these other things that like
Yeah.
kind of brought it like to reality and then back to the like it was good. It was very, very good.
That
Very
was
creative.
that was a good one. That was a fucking
Obama
good
coming
one.
in.
Oh man.
Obama coming in. Oh my God. Sorry, just doing what you guys do every time I talk.
Are you mad?
Hey, I thought you finished speaking. Is there something you needed to say? I thought you finished your
Oh my
sentence, bro.
God. All right, Michael Alberto with the 2 says we need to make these deepfakes for every drama. Echo Tragedy with the 22 months says ask her about the snake Rebzilla. Oh, I forgot about that.
Okay, so I guess that's pretty much it. I guess they move on or whatever. Oh, there it is. Subscribe. Yeah. Subscribe, like, YouTube me. Do the YouTube things. Anyway, so good on D-Max. Finally getting some acknowledgement there. Now we have to get Max motivated, guys. Okay. Now I know that Max has been working on a project.
I can still do it, and I'll whip it
hang
out
on here.
when I need to.
Oh, well, whip it out, JFA, baby. Just whip it out. Is it just me, or has Augie become the cheese pizza? I don't understand that meaning, JFA. What are you talking? Because he's got a little acne or something? What? I mean, You have to remember something. I'm old and I don't get all these little nuances and stuff, guys. And look who's joined the chat or the call, Max.
Hi.
Sucky.
Hello.
Yeah, a little
it's
sucky.
been quite
sucky.
a couple weeks for me.
Sucky.
Yeah, man, this is a whirlwind. Like, I don't even know where to start, honestly. Squatchin was asking for a lore breakdown video for me, like what, like my whole background and everything. I definitely think I'm gonna have to make that, and it'll be really funny. I think you guys will really laugh about the whole Keemstar thing once you like Peepaw, like you were laughing because you know.
Yeah, I know.
But they don't know, so and I don't think Keem remembers. So,
well, here's the possibly not, and to Keem's defense, right? To Keem's defense,
that's my job.
He exactly right, but he deals with so much, right? And that was a long time ago for him, right? And I don't think he dwells in the past so much, as far as every once in a while he will bring up the fact that that they snaked him, that they tried to ruin him, them being Leafy, Grade A, and Pyro.
Right.
And it wasn't so much that they tried to destroy his career, but then they started pushing Scarce, right? And then you made your video, which is where I became aware of you, right? Yeah. So
So just like because like what was happening at the time was like people were going after Keemstar. I saw that. Keem had just shouted me out too, like a couple weeks before I had made the video that they actually played on Augie's stream, where it was in defense of Keemstar. I thought that a lot of the stuff that he was getting was kind of like silly, because like the thing with because they were using the N-word clip for Keemstar, where he who was it that he said? Alex?
Yeah,
he said Alex is a
Alex,
whatever.
Yeah.
So
hang on. Okay, so just a second. So they actually watched that old video on Augie's stream last night?
They did. Twice.
So that did it. Okay, so where do you know where at? Do you have the timestamp? We'll watch it. Because I would love to see Keem's.
I think I sent you at least the first one in DM.
Let's see here. No, you said he watches the AI at 2611, which we got. Then I know 207, which we played. Which
308. 30802.
30802. I thought that's where they were watching. Yeah, I'm okay. Let's 308. Okay,
Can you get a sec? Can you throw it up so I can see it too?
Yeah. I got you, man.
Cool. But for everybody out there, while Peepaw's doing this, I did do an interview on Whammon Recording.
Yes.
So go sub to Whammon Recording. I edit and I produce for them for their live streams and stuff like that. Also, now recording, of course, but Whammon Recording actually did an interview for me. So if you want to hear a little bit of my backstory just for now, that's probably a good place for it.
Let's see here. Which one is it? Yeah, right here. This one here.
That one, yeah.
So this one right here, the episode number 9, the Women Talk with D-Max, okay? Matter of fact, let me just do this here. Stop it. Share, copy, boom, and where is my chat? Where did my chat go? There it is.
Oh, no. Missing chat.
Too many buttons, man.
What up, Yo, what up, John Bon Zombie? Been seeing you have some base takes and some other streams I've been looking into.
Uh-oh.
I know.
Not the base takes. All right, so so this is where they watch the. I thought I covered. Okay.
Fucking mind rape this guy to get the fucking confession. Yeah, that's when I recorded. 100%.
Muta need to watch the D-Max video. What the fuck are they talking about?
You're right. You're absolutely 100% correct. You do need to watch the D-Max video. Send it again.
D-Max defended you in 2016.
Keem,
they've been
I think
spamming
this is the second time.
All right, so
but this is
Keem, did you see the D-Max video, like the Obama one that came out recently?
No.
Well, we just watched it. Should we just say?
No, let's do it. Watch it again. I want to see it again.
This is before they watched it the second time with Keemstar. Also, just fair warning, people. I do say the N-word a bit.
So?
Just saying.
Okay, that's fine. What is going on with my YouTube? YouTube.
No.
I'm sorry. Okay.
We watched it again. Okay, all right. All right. It's very quick, very quick. Okay. And then I really do want to get back to Aiko. But Keem, you missed.
Sorry for the derail.
You missed a really good defense.
If you hadn't
video
played the intro
in your name,
it's the intro that killed Keem's interest into this.
This was some great shit.
I didn't want to make this video. Honestly, while writing this, I was giving myself
so embarrassing.
Keem.
Why is it embarrassing?
Because it's
Seriously.
old.
So it
It's just
stands. Okay, listen. I understand. you look back at this and it is a point in time. Oh, it's old. The problem is the truth to me. Videos can be old, but if they ring true, if they stand up to the test of time, I don't care if you look back. Oh, that's cringy. Okay, that's whatever. I don't give a shit. Listen to what is being said. Is what being said, does it stand the test of time? Does it still hold up what was said then? Does it still register stand today? And guess what? Your videos do, man. Especially the one, this is a good one, especially the one that you did when you covered the FUPA situation, right? With H3 and them. That video, it was almost prophetic to what actually occurred. That's the thing.
Keemstar.
Wait, pause for 1 second.
Keemstar.
Oh my god.
Keem, do you remember when you made a tweet in like 2016 where you're like, how come there's so many anti-Keemstar videos? How come nobody makes a Keemstar good action montage where they just explain like all the good things? And then you said,
yeah.
So funny, it's really fun because I was watching at this point. You can probably see me in chat. Actually, right there, it says, thanks, guys. I was listening to this. This reminded me, Nick actually reminded me, I believe that tweet is what spurred me to make this video, literally. Because like I was already planning on trying to do something where, because I really hated how much flack Keem was getting at the time.
Yeah.
And I thought like somebody, like nobody out here is standing up for the other side of the opinion. Yeah. So here's the thing, is I just want to preface this really quick. The beginning of this video, I went a little bit harder into Keem because I just didn't want to lose anybody in my audience. Because at this point, everybody was like really against Keemstar. So what I was trying to do was I was trying to basically go like, hey guys, like I can have criticism for Keemstar as well. Yeah. But this is not proper criticism for Keemstar.
Sure.
So yeah, just that.
And I think that's a valid stance, right? Because nobody's perfect, right? Nobody does not, everybody has their stripes, right? Or their flaws, right? So, but that doesn't mean that just because they have stripes or flaws that everything that they're accused of, so.
Yeah.
to like tweet out a video with hashtag make drama alert great again or something, or no, hashtag stand with Keem. That was you. And you're like, I might tweet a few of them out. Do you remember this at all?
No, but someone should make that video. It'd be a classic.
I think I did. I gotta be honest with you. I think I did, because you tweeted this out, and I think I fucking made a video when I was like a retarded fucking
That was
teenager.
my first commentary video in 2016.
I fucking deleted that shit so fast, but I think I did make a video like that. And it had like Black Ops 2 gameplay in the back.
Such a fan.
I made a video and defended Keemstar doxing Clown. I'm like, what's the big deal? Literally.
Who cares? He was dying. He needed.
I was like, dude, he was just looking out for a friend, dude. Whatever.
Look, I may in my YouTube history.
Boys, we gotta watch the D-Max video. We gotta watch this.
D-Max.
Jesus. You are the internet. Oh my god.
We gotta watch
equivalent
this.
of Donald J.
this.
Trump, the Republican presidential nominee that, while bringing up a lot of important issues that the community needs to know about and discuss, you do it in such a way that makes you near undefendable. Before we get into the nitty-gritty of what I feel truly needs to be said, let me get some things out of the way as to not make myself look like a complete and total scumbag for liking you, because that's apparently something that can happen now. First of all, anyone who criticizes me for hopping on the bandwagon and talking about Keemstar can just fuck right off, seriously. Yes, I am making a video for notoriety and attention. What of it? I want to be successful, so I should talk about the things that people want to hear about. And since I know for a fact that I am definitely going to add a lot to the conversation, you really can't say that this is clickbait. And if you don't believe me, stop watching the video. Next, Keemstar isn't perfect by any stretch of the word. I personally believe that releasing Pyro's face was just a dick move, but I do understand Keemstar's point that it was out there in the first place. I just wish he hadn't made it as prevalent online by showing it himself. Bad Keemstar. No cheese for you. Thirdly, saying the word nigger does not make you a racist.
I've heard enough.
No, you haven't heard enough. No. Keep listening. It's not done. You have not.
I love how they go back to the mole rat.
I know. I can't. I feel bad for putting that in now.
Why?
That was too far.
No,
that's too far.
Okay,
well, because retrospective, it would because Keemstar wouldn't have wanted to click off this video if I hadn't done that. I bet. Like, I don't think he would have had a problem with it.
Okay,
he really hates that image.
I understand. Here's the thing, but you're looking at it through 2023 eyes of DMAX.
True.
When you look at these videos and they're done, this was in 2016, right?
Yes.
If you look at him, you have to understand what was going on. He was called a rat. That was a thing that was started. I don't know Clown necessarily started it, but he definitely picked up the mantle and he ran with it and was the most prominent for knowing or being known for calling Keemstar a rat. Right? I mean, if you go back and listen to the first few episodes of the Baited podcast, he refers to him as a rat. And he
that was all everybody. At this point, it was just every bad thing that Keemstar had ever done, said, whatever, on a live stream or on a video or whatever, was all being brought up all at once. And so everybody was calling him a rat. It was just like, it was a meme.
And a gnome.
And a gnome.
All these things,
and a gnome.
Now, fast forward 6 years, right? And Keem has learned to lean into the whole gnome meme, right? He's learned to lean it so he doesn't allow it to bother him. But when all this stuff was going on...
Why am I still getting hate?
Exactly, right? When this stuff was going on, he had a lot of spears and daggers being thrown at him, and he was not in the mindset to accept these memes and things that people were doing of him. And he was really prickly about it. And I will give him a pass and say I understand why, right? But looking back, he needs to be able to look back at this stuff and laugh at it now and understand, okay, yeah, fine. Because all of his shit that he had put out in the universe was kind of coming back at him a little bit, right? So, and I'll say this, okay? I think Keem probably handled it as gracefully as he possibly could have in 2016. So,
yeah.
So,
not heard enough. You've only heard the beginning.
Racist. I know this because I just said the word nigger, and I know I'm not a racist. And for anyone who says that I am, I want you to seriously answer this question in the comments. Which word or phrase in today's society segregates people more? The term African American or the word nigger?
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
How is this on YouTube?
Dude, everyone loved it. They all loved it.
Augie, to be fair,
I don't know.
What is he?
This video is well said and put out. The channel is definitely going to grow a lot. Good job. Give this out a couple months. You will. The fan base loves this.
Well, they love it, dude.
Augie, what happens after this? We didn't see anything past this.
If you truly stand for equality amongst all individuals, shouldn't you look forward to the day where the word nigger means absolutely nothing? I'm burying my hands.
Why?
My head in my hands right now. Okay. Well, because look, you got to understand. I'm going to make a video about this at some point. Like, understand, like with the whole history of everything. You have to understand what was going on in my life at this time. Like, I don't want to spike my own story, but pretty much, I got canceled by everybody I knew. Because I had some, vague political beliefs. I made a post that just said that I thought a wall may not be the worst thing in the world. Literally all I said. And everybody started, I lost all of my friends, online. All of my friends online, everything. And that's about the time when I started making content. So at that point, I was like, I have nothing more to lose. I can say anything because it doesn't matter. And I legitimately had this belief where it was just look, I don't think that we should, I don't think that we should vilify this word because it's giving it more power than it deserves. Like the way I was looking at it was like the Harry Potter thing, where it's like everybody doesn't say Voldemort because it's like the greatest evil, right?
Sure.
Well, I want to live in the world where the greatest evil is destroyed and we can say the word and it's not a big deal and people aren't afraid of it, people aren't upset by it, and we can just all move on because then that's when it doesn't matter and that's when we can forget and we can move on. The more that people, so that was my perspective. And it's like, but even at the time, I remember when I was putting this video, I didn't have any friends in commentary or anything. So I went on a huge limb because I'm like, I'm going to put this video out and I could get canceled. Like I could lose everything again just because I'm like willing to say these words, you know, and I mean, people seem to understand where I was coming from. So, you know, I mean, I got lucky, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how else to describe it. I've been really lucky. Very happy to have the friends that I've had and the viewers that I've had and everything, you know?
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm going to tell you something, and I'm going to make a little to your point. There used to be this other little content creator back then. He made a few videos under the guise of Content Cop. And he was famous for saying this little phrase. As a matter of fact, he went on to one of his buddies' podcasts called H3 Podcast, where his buddy went on to say it numerous times, right? The NF word phrase, right? And he is famous for saying this. All of these words are either bad and nobody can say them, or all these words are okay and everybody can say them, right?
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so here's where I stand on this. I personally don't like the word. I don't use the word.
Me neither.
But what I will say is this, is I'll go a step further, and I don't think the word should be used, period, by anybody. I don't care what the color of their skin is. I don't think anybody should use a variation of the word, right? Because again, I believe that, you know, it's either all good or it's all bad. And I don't buy into this ideology that has been put forth that, well, if you fall within a certain demographic, then you can say the N word. Or if you fall within a certain demographic, you can say the F word. Right.
Well, it's annoying because it's like, how do you define that demographic, right? Like, how black do you need to be in order to say the N word and get away with it? How gay do you need to be in order to say the F word and get away with it? Like,
exactly.
My thing with this too, because I just remembered this. I was enamored. I like South Park. I'm not a huge fan. It's not like some people out here are like ridiculous huge fans of South Park. I just like it. It's a good show.
Yeah.
And one of the things that they did in an episode, they wanted to screw with the FCC, so they decided to try to make it so that the word shit was not that big of a deal. So they decided to use the word shit, I think, over 100 times or 150 times or something like that in an episode.
Yeah.
So that was kind of what my mindset was too, is that if you say this word enough, maybe it'll just water it down and just make it so that people won't care anymore. So like, I understand where you're coming from. Like, I don't use that word at all, like pretty much online. I don't use either of those words. I try not to, just because it's like, you know, you got the censorship thing. If the censorship thing wasn't a thing, then I would use it in context, like or rather, I wouldn't call somebody it, but I would use it to describe what the word is, because I hate this idea. Because it's like, there's been situations before where it's like the F word. It's like, well, what F word? There's 2 F words. It depends on how PG you want to be, you know, and that's a little bit frustrating, because it's like, if you say somebody called somebody an F word, it's like, oh, you called them a fuck? No, it's like, that's a little bit different than the other context of the word. So it's like, there's a reason, I think, why you need to be able to say the actual word so that you can describe the situation that's happening. And so for that reason, and just the fact that I believe wholeheartedly in the First Amendment, that like anybody can say anything for any reason, you know, I wouldn't. There's certain circumstances, you gotta choose your battles.
Sure.
You know, you can't just go out and start screaming things to the top of your lungs. You're gonna get in trouble. It's just, actions have consequences.
100%.
So like, you know, 3 things can be true at once, I guess.
There can be a lot of things to be true at all at once, you know, so.
Right.
Keeps going. Why?
Oh my God. Wait, when does he stop on the N-word point?
Everyone says stupid shit online that's a little offensive to hear. It's really not that big a deal. In no way do I believe anyone should use the word nigger against anyone else in it. It's very insulting and shows ignorance and lack of couth. Jokes, however, are a very different matter. All the term African American does is segregate
It's
an
always these
amazingly
fucking
talented and
animated
sincerely
profile
hardworking
pictures,
people
bro.
from the rest of Americans, or from white Americans, or from Asian Americans, or why can't we just all be Americans? If you live in America, you're
Yeah, why can't we all just be Americans instead of being fucking...
Yeah, instead of being fuck yeah.
All right, anyway.
Yeah, so they stopped watching it
4
there.
days after Black History Month. while he goes-
All right. So, you know, but there's, I don't know. To me, this, I don't, golly, there's so much more I want
I'm
to
just
say about
impressed.
this. There's so much I
yeah.
want to say about this.
What,
but
the
I won't.
topic?
I'll leave
Yeah.
I'll leave it there because there's, anyway.
Well, maybe I'll have to make a follow-up. Just for Augie.
Yeah.
Just for Augie and his people. I don't know. At some point. I've got a lot on my plate at the moment. I've got a lot of different videos and stuff I've got to start, you know, getting to work on. It sucks that all of this is happening at the same time that I'm moving. So it's like just you know, I've been so busy with everything, but I just want to say, since you're giving me the platform to say it.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Like, thank you personally, people. But also thank every single person who has helped me until this point. Thank you to Nerdy John. Thank you to the Whammon Recording. Thank you to Matt Pitt specifically, because he brought me on the show now recording. And, you know, everybody there has been really nice. We've had our minor disagreements off air and on air. But, you know, that's the show. And I think that's what makes it really great. And so it's like coming back into this community, I had a moment. And I talked to you about this a little bit, Peepaw, but I had a moment the other day where we were in the midst. It was just after the Xylee stream, and so I was kind of low because you know I felt bad because also big shout out to Xylee as well because she's also been really great for me.
Yep.
And thank you. Like I felt bad because I knew that some of that stuff that happened on that stream was my fault. I was there too, and I was instigating things, and I was poking bears, and I was doing my thing. And then it played out the way that it did. So I felt I was in the midst of feeling as bad as I possibly could about that scenario.
Yeah.
And I had a moment where I just started like crying. And it was because I was happy. Like, because you have to understand, like for the past like 3 years, 4 years, something like that, I've been fighting getting back to commentary. I've been streaming for about the past 2 years, but like streaming was like, it kind of fell in my lap. I didn't mean to go start streaming. My girlfriend at the time was streaming, and so I was trying to help her out with it. And then I just kind of came into it, you know, just for her. And then everybody asked me if I would start streaming on my own, and we were trying to make time slots out. So then I started doing it, and then she stopped doing it, and I kept doing it. But all that time I wanted to make content, and I just felt like I just didn't feel like it was there anymore. I didn't see the audience. And so when you brought me on Clear as Mud, the first time,
yeah,
I kind of got reintroduced to the community and just saw that like it's still there.
Yep.
And I just so now, I mean, being here, I'm so thankful and happy because I love content. Content is in my bones. Like I can't describe it. I can't explain it. I love this. I love YouTube. I feel like that old man, that old dude who they went up to ask him like oh, what do you think about wrestling, right? And then he's just like, it's real to me, damn it.
Yeah,
like that's how I feel. Like that's literally the exact feeling I feel right now. I get starstruck by everybody in this community because everybody in this community, or most people, are in their element. They're doing their thing, and I love that. There is not a single person that I haven't been on call with that I haven't just like been enamored by, because all of you guys are out here doing the stuff that I was afraid to do for so damn long. And I just want to give you guys all the shout outs and all the props and everything. Cause you guys are fearless. You guys give me strength. You guys are an inspiration to me, and you guys have brought me back, so I just want to say thank you to everybody.
There was a part of your story you was talking about how where you made a innocuous comment back a few years ago, and all your friends abandoned you online, right? And that you, quote, got canceled, right?
In real life.
In real life.
Online, real life,
Okay.
everything.
I went through the same thing, right? Because, again, of an innocuous, really benign statement that was a little political, people that I'd known for decades said, I got called a lot of really ugly, nasty things. But I have come to realize something. Nobody, this whole cancel thing, I think is nonsense. I don't think a person is canceled unless they just quit, unless they just give up.
You let yourself be canceled. I agree with that.
Yes, you allow yourself to quit, to be canceled. I am glad that, maybe you needed to take a little break. Maybe you needed a little time to
I had to go to college is what happened.
Yes.
And at that time I thought that I was still trying to do film. Like
Yeah.
I wanted to be a film editor, was like, I still have aspirations to make movies and TV shows. I have scripts I want to do, but like content is now in my focus. Whereas before I was like, oh, content is a means to an ends. I didn't realize at the time how much I loved it, I guess. Like because even Augie in this stream said if he had kept going, he would be like us. He would be like on our level.
Yes.
Which is like,
I'm gonna say something.
my God, I can't.
You would have been past them. You would have been multi-million sub YouTuber. There's no doubt in my mind, Max. There's zero doubt in my mind that right now you would be multi-million sub YouTuber, and you would have been one of.
I can still do it, and I'll whip it out when I need to.
I got another donation here. Spectre says we love D-Max. Yes, Spectre, we do love D-Max.
Thank you.
I've loved D-Max for a long. Probably the only people at this point that loves D-Max longer than me is probably his parents.
There's only one other person who's been around since the time you were around that's still kind of like, and I'm sure once I turn on the YouTube channel again and start making main channel, those people will start coming back too.
Come back, yes.
But you've been an ardent supporter of me, and I owe you a lot, so.
Listen, I'm going to tell you something, Max. Now that we have an established, because there was, you have to admit when you and I first kind of got to whatever, it was awkward, right? Because
I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't.
There's this old guy, right? That's is he? So I get that, right? But now you've gotten some water under your bridge, right? You've matured, you've grown, you've experienced some life. You went from oatmeal to where your brain's good and firm now.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think so, hopefully.
Yeah. But I'm telling you right now, you quitting is not going to be an option anymore. I won't let you.
I'm sorry.
Quit.
I saw this in Mitch, you're gonna make me cry, man.
Wow.
Mitch, you're awesome. Like Shockmouth is amazing. Your streams are fucking fun and great. And I am like, shout out to Mitch because he's been so cool to me too.
Yes.
And don't feel that way.
No.
Like we all have our strengths and weaknesses, and I think that you're funny in ways that I can't even contend with. So like don't nobody compare themselves to me or my thing, because like I've got a lot of hacks is how I would describe it. If it's like an anime, it's like I've got hacks. It's like I may not have D-Max versus Salvo, says CJ Brown. Oh, you would love that, wouldn't you? I don't know. Yeah, let's get the DNT up and running for sure.
Yes. I just all I can say is, and I know I'm gushing a little bit here, and I'm fanning, boy, or whatever. But just that little AI clip thing that you did, guys, that is just a brief. Honestly, it's just a smidgen of the creativity that this guy has. You guys got a brief little glimpse, a 3-minute little glimpse of just how creative and brilliant this dude is. So we have to encourage, we have to be the wind beneath his wings. We have to encourage him. Now he is moving, right? So he's going to have a little bit of a delay, whatever, because when you move, you got boxes to pack, you've got stuff that you have to get rid of.
My house is a wreck right now.
Yes.
I can still do it, and I'll whip it out when I need to.
Speedor, $5. Damn, I didn't know we were going to get this deep. GG, D-Max, welcome back to the community.
Thank you.
I'm going to tell you something. We go deep here, right? Because, again, I know that you guys don't know who I am. and I know that's kind of a, this old man that comes on here every morning and drinks coffee and talks out of his butt, and sometimes he has some really wild takes and whatever. Guys, I've been around for a long time in this community. I just was quiet. I just was an enjoyer, a consumer. I consumed, but I didn't really engage. I really didn't, because like I said, I'm old. And so it takes me a little bit of time to kind of process things. And it takes me a little bit of time to understand, like you youngsters will say things that I don't understand. And I have to have people like Max or Nerdy John, right? To say, well, no, this is what it is, right? Like I didn't even know what the hell a subtweet was. I didn't understand what the hell was going on. I had to have someone explain to me what subtweeting was, right? And so,
I want to get ahead of this. I'm sorry, CJ, you didn't watch the whole stream. I can tell you that much because and this is something that I've seen a lot. And I just want to make sure if you're gonna put Xylee under the bus, you got to put me under the bus too, because we both said the same thing, which is that what happened in that 3-hour car ride was not a crime. We said that ad nauseum all throughout the stream. If you watch, you could. No, dude, I'm telling you that's what all of us said. We all said the same exact thing. I don't want to bring this up. This is a thing that's gone now. It's done. It's over with. People can watch the whole stream. It's up. I like that people were running with the narrative that, oh, she privated the stream because she's trying to hide whatever it was. No, the whole reason she privated the stream was because she felt bad for saying something that was towing the line on something that was very inappropriate. She never crossed that line. Never. She never said rape. Nobody said rape. The reason why I put that in the AI video for the presidents is because it's ridiculous that anybody is making that assumption, because it was never even said. It was never said. So I just want that to be said 100%. If you're going to throw Xylee under the bus, throw me under the bus too. And throw Nick under the bus too, because he's the one that said it originally. He's the one that said sexual assault first. So, sorry, I don't want to get hot or anything like that, but it's just like I'm just seeing people out here with this fucking Xylee take, and it's like, bro, like I get it. You guys want to like try to like poke at her because you think it's funny, but like you guys are clowns. Stop it. Get a grip.
So anyway, Hannah Animo tipped $30, says D-Max deserves all the love and support. Super talented. I agree. 100% Hannah Animo. Anyway, yeah, CJ and Amber, this...
I can still do it, and I'll whip it out when I
CJ, $1. You made some solid points, D-Max. I can see. Got any breath mints to help mask Savo's piss? Okay, thanks for the donation there, CJ. Today's stream and stuff is not really about. That's probably JFA. I'm sure CJ is too tired to
okay,
come off any money.
That's funny.
Today's stream is not really about that, and I'll be quite honest with you.
I know.
No. I don't have a problem with what you did, Max. Don't misconstrue that. This is addressed towards CJ and Amber or Amber Lily and anyone else in the chat. Here's my stance. Okay. Go and watch the end of my stream yesterday, because that's the last that I personally am going to talk about that entire situation until something is actually said in a concise, precise, a all-encompassing, and just beginning to end. And I'll just put it this way. I'm waiting on this big elusive video, supposedly, that Edwin is going to make. Because supposedly he's going to put this out that's going to cover everything. And if and when he does, then I may possibly revisit this and talk about it. But until then, I really have no inclinations to talk about Edwin. I have no inclinations or desires to talk about Savo pancakes. I have no inclinations to talk about Babs or any of the rest of it. Because none of those three characters who were in that car ride have told in what I believe is just a concise timeline of what exactly happened. And even in the car ride, it goes to a certain point and then it just ends. There's nothing. And so, so that's how why are you looped into this? I'll tell you why you're looped into this, Ember Lily. It's because, honey, I like you. You know this. But you have an extremely bad habit of interjecting yourself and everything that comes up. You make it about yourself every time. You interject yourself in the story. You did it today in chat. Now, I don't mean to be harsh about that. I'm just making a simple observation. And I like you. You know that, Ember Lily. And I try to get along with everybody. But
I just want to say,
yeah, go ahead.
Everybody out there, I just want you to, I want everybody to understand. Take off your lenses, right? For whatever side of whatever opinion you're on. People make mistakes.
Yep.
I say that for whatever it is that you thought Xylee was mistaken for. I disagree with it. Everybody makes mistakes. I make mistakes. You make mistakes. Salvo Pancakes makes mistakes. Edwin Generations makes mistakes. Babs makes mistakes. Keemstar makes mistakes. Nicholas Diorio makes mistakes. Augie makes mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. I get it. What we do on the internet is we like to put a big magnifying glass on those mistakes and blow them up larger than they are, okay? But when you are doing something like that and you are doing it as your content and that's all you do 24/7 is just find the littlest, smallest detail and blow it up to a ridiculous proportion, that's at least, how about this? At the very least, it's not content that I would want to consume. And I don't believe that it's content that's going to bring you any friends or any sort of alliance with anybody. I think the more you do that kind of content, you are going to lose friends that you have faster than you will be able to make them. Your communities will break apart because you're just going to nitpick every little thing that somebody says, listen to every hearsay bullshit, and take every clip out of context. So here's my thing. Everybody makes mistakes. If you stop making mistakes, I'll be on your side. If you continue to make mistakes, I won't be on your side. Get better. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking anything of you that I'm not asking myself. I make mistakes too. I made a mistake. I made several mistakes on that stream. I own up to it 100%. I'm fully accountable. The reason why I'm on Xylee's side with all of this too is because she took full accountability. She never made it anybody else's problems. She never tried to pass the buck. She never tried to pass the blame. Nothing. That's what a real person does. That's what a person who's good does. 100%. Even if she were to go all the way and say all the things that you said she said, the fact that she acted exactly the way she did after the stream means it was a Xylee W. I would scream it from the rooftops every fucking time. That's the last I'm going to say about it until it comes back up again. You know what I mean? Yeah. Until the Edwin and Salvo shit comes up with whatever thing they're going to talk about. I think this is dead. I think this is done. This is over with. Everybody should move on. Anybody who's still focused on this at this point, I get it. Everybody's got to get their last licks in. But, it's done. Let's move on. Let's go to something else now, okay? Otherwise, I don't know what to tell you.
I think you said it succinctly. I mean, it's.
I don't care about clout, CJ. I have no ego. I don't care. I attack my friends on Now Recording. We have full fucking debates, man. We disagree about a lot. I've gotten to the point to where I'm at because I'm honest. You think I'm gonna throw away my honesty? That's the only thing I have going for me. I make silly edits. I can do that kind of thing. But if I didn't have that, I wouldn't be me. So you can think about it from whatever perspective or whatever lens you want to put on it, but it's nonsense and everybody can see it. All right, dude? So I get it. You want to play your games, you want to make your content, you want to lose your friends, you go ahead and you make that content, you lose your friends, buddy. I'll be here.
And there you go. And I think on that note, I'm going to end this because I'm not about this back and forth yan stuff.
Sorry, I'm not
Max,
trying to.
No. What I would ask Max, if you've got a few minutes to hang out, I'd like to talk to you about something after the show.
Absolutely.
Okay, so listen, guys. The whole point of today's show was to highlight Max and the fact of my support and the talent that he is. I think I've done that. Hopefully I've inspired some of you guys that didn't know who he was to go, check him out. Follow his Twitter. Check out his YouTube page. I've shared that in the chat. Matter of fact, I will put it in the description down below after the stream ends. I'll put all of his contact information, so you can find him on Twitter. You can go find his I'll put both of his YouTube channels out there. I'm gonna put his Twitch out there. I'll put all the ways that you can find Max. And if you give him a chance, I think you'll find him to be entertaining, insightful, and intelligent. And I cannot think of a better person to put the Peepaw seal of approval on than DeadOnDave. And on that note, guys, remember to keep your powder dry, and I'll see you in the funny papers.